most teenagers, you're probably counting down the time you have left in school. You're thinking, I'm probably within like 1, 2, 3, 4, you fill in the blank, that many years left of school. And that's when life really is going to start, There's going to be no homework, no studying. It's going to be great. Well, it's true that when you get done with school, you probably won't have a lot of homework. But unfortunately, finishing school doesn't mean you're done learning. See, learning is something that you're going to have to do for the rest of your life if you're going to be successful. You probably noticed already how fast things change. Maybe you got the newest iPod for your birthday this year, only to find out, maybe 6 months, a year later, that iPod's out of date. That the cool new one you just got is old and outdated because a new one came out. Things are changing so fast and so quickly. Trends, technology, what have you, it's changing all the time. And so to be success in life, you're going to constantly have to be learning and growing. Well, if you hate school, this probably is going to make you groan, thinking that you have a lifetime of learning ahead of you. But I like how the book Success for Teens puts it. It says there's no treading water in life, no running in place or sitting still. If you're not learning and growing, you're falling behind. There's no treading water. There's no running in place. So I want to ask you a question. Have you ever thought about putting a priority on learning? And when I say learning, I'm not necessarily talking about like math class and social studies, home ec, PE, whatever other classes you're taking. Even though those things are good, when I say learning, I'm really meaning those things that help you grow. Things like books and materials that help you grow and better yourself as a person. I'm talking about reading books and things you're interested in, and not necessarily maybe, the latest comic book or, if you're into some kind of novel or novel series, I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about reading books that help you grow as a person or watching videos that help you grow. When I was a teenager, I was obsessed with dating and relationships. I think I literally read every book that was ever written about dating and relationships. I probably own about 20 of them now. I was just absorbed with so much knowledge about dating. It was crazy. But when I'm talking about learning and growing like that, I'm talking about finding an area like I did with relationships, some area in your life that you'd like to grow in and to start developing that area. If you like music, grab some books about being, a better musician or learning how to be a better musician. If you want to be a leader, find materials about leading. And it doesn't necessarily have to be books. If you don't like to read, that's okay. You can find a podcast that you like. There's lots of great ones out there. Maybe find some videos on YouTube that deal with whatever subject you're into right now. Putting a priority on learning and growing as a person's really just going to help you through, in the end. Because you can learn a lot by reading and learning from successful people. Another thing to think about is that your course in life may need to be adjusted at times. I remember one time I was playing a tennis match and I was getting whipped really bad. And I was frustrated because I shouldn't have been getting beat. The girl that I was playing, it wasn't like she was a better athlete or anything like that than me. She just was beating me. I think it was like 5-0. Like I hadn't even hardly scored a point. I hadn't won a game yet in the match. And I remember my coach called a timeout in the match. She knew, just like I did, that I could beat this girl. So she called me over and gave me a little pep talk. She told me that I had to get my head in the game and just start playing smart. And this was the advice that she gave me, was she said, I just needed to hit the ball over the net one more time than this girl did. And that was great advice. And you know what happened? That one little piece of advice helped me adjust my thinking in my tennis match. And I started this major comeback. I was behind, like I said, I think it was 5 games. I hadn't won a single game. So I was behind 5-0. I ended up coming back and winning the match. And the reason why was because I had to adjust my course. a small adjustment just got me back on track, got me back winning in the game. Well, God's there to help you with that too, that's true in life, that many times we just need a little course adjustment. We just need to change our focus slightly and kind of get back on track. And like I said, God's there to help you with that too. If you stay sensitive to His leading, He'll show you areas where you can adjust your path and your course. Get your head back in the game, so to speak. These are just a couple of truths, but you'll always be learning in life. So you just need to realize this and to decide to kind of make learning a priority in your life, especially learning in your walk with God. That should be your number one priority. I've got a great verse that kind of talks about this. It's Joshua 1:8. It says, "Be sure that the book of the law is always read in your worship. Study it day and night, and make sure that you obey everything written in it. Then you will become prosperous and successful." He's just talking about there that he made reading the Word of God a priority in his life, that he studied it day and night, and that just shows that he put time, he put emphasis on studying and learning about God and about the Word of God. And so that should really become a priority in your life, just deciding to make that number one in your life, learning about God, and also just learning in personal growth as well. But that'll help you become a success in life. So just put a priority on learning. And then the second thing we talked about is how sometimes in life you're going to need to make adjustments. Like in my tennis match, I just had to make a little mental switch, a little mental adjustment, and it completely changed the course and helped me win my tennis match. So sometimes in life you're going to have to make some adjustments, but I just encourage you to just keep learning, keep growing in God, because I know with His help you can fulfill all your dreams.